Hello, my name is Five. I am the developer of AEGIS Kingdoms. Um, I have just tried to record this a couple of times, and I couldn't quite get the right tone. So basically, I just want to summarize this kind of quickly and just say that I have recently been watching some videos and reading some posts about other indie games, some of which have been mismanaged. If you are aware with some sort of recent Kickstarter, I say recent Kickstarter sort of MMO a few years ago, I started seeing a parallel in myself to sort of the behavior of that particular developer and started freaking out and thinking to myself, whoa, I need to basically show Aegis Kingdoms and basically be like, hey, look, I don't want to lose anyone's trust. I don't. It's basically just like freaking out a little bit and being like, "Whoa, you guys are amazing. I love the community. Here's Aegis Kingdoms. Here is it at its current form, with all the sort of the breaks and things that have happened recently, and basically this is what it is. So we're just gonna today fly over some of the features and basically just kind of have a whistle stop tour and try not to do a 45-minute video like I did just last time, and try and just get this done as quick as possible. So sorry if it sounds like I'm absolutely spewing out crazy stuff, because basically I don't want to waste your time. So firstly, Aegis Kingdoms, why is it, where is it, what's going on? Sometimes you use the word MMO, sometimes you say community online RPG. I don't know. It is technically an MMO, but it doesn't have the massive aspect. It's just an online game to hang out with. Think like 2009 online world. That's basically what I'm aiming for. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's a pipe dream. But here we are. So Aegis Kingdoms, new art style, new character, right? So the old stuff is sort of slowly getting phased out. I have a 3D modeler that's working on sort of the rest of the stuff. All the armors are done. They just need to be put in the game. They need to be weight painted. That basically just means that when you animate it, they actually move, which is cool. And there we go. That's it. I have a programmer that's fixing stuff, both doing some awesome work. For example, cutting down trees, that kind of thing doesn't save at the moment, but they do. They do. They're in the game. There's been some personal stuff in my life that's been happening at the moment. This seems like one thing after at the moment. So, for example, at one point I thought I had a terminal illness for about 2 weeks, and the doctors were worried as well. And thankfully, the test came back negative, and it was just a really freaky collection of symptoms that just had nothing to do with each other, which is amazing. But at the same time, it was really, really kind of stressful. Thinking you're gonna die, thinking that you didn't have much, have long to live, was kind of scary, just because of the way that this illness would have been at the stage it would have been with these symptoms, was kind of freaky. So very happy about that, but it really puts some things in perspective, namely the fact that I wanted to spend more time with my family, basically, and make some memories with my wife, and basically go out and live life a bit. So that's been that. I haven't been working on that. The second thing is that I've recently announced that I've been working on a different game, and that's been going on since January, well, early December. Was to release in March, but some things changed, and again, this was happening. I faced burnout. I have been recently. The reason I'm able to make this on a Thursday morning is because I'm currently got poisoned with E. coli. Thank you, Asda chicken wraps. Do you think the chicken? No, it was actually the lettuce inside the wrap. So nice. So I'm sat here thinking, do I have to run quickly to go and deal with any sort of food poisoning symptoms? Thankfully, not at the moment, but we'll see. So anyway, there's that. Life has been interesting. So there's been one thing after another, and obviously as a teacher, I am waiting for the summer. I've got about 2 weeks to go until the summer holidays, which is good, which means I can focus a little bit more time. And that's basically all the things: burnout, sickness, thinking you're gonna die, reprioritization of what I need to be, or how I want to be spending my time. So let's talk about Age of the Kingdoms. Let's just show it off, because one of the things I saw was that the developer of this particular game, Kingdoms of Elyria, he says, kind of messing up, just really not showing the game, not showing the progress. And I think people that have put, $10,000, $20,000 into a game like that should at least be able to see sort of the progress of the game. So here it is in all its raw beauty. This is Aegis Kingdoms at the moment. A massive, massive world. It goes on beyond those borders. There's like a kingdom there, and it kind of goes off into the distance. This is at the very top, with the elder tree. It's kind of a bit bare at the moment, but basically this is it. You know, there's various little kind of fun things. So, for example, if we press enter in the chat bar and press up on the arrows, you can actually kind of go through what you've sent in that particular login. Obviously, if you log back off and then kind of come out, it kind of gets rid of it. But I have to put hello world and then how are you? Spelt wrong. No, let's fix that. And then press up on the arrow keys. We can actually see we can kind of go up and down and change between them like you were in some sort of like coding terminal in Linux, for example. Just because I think that's quite nice if you want to send a message, or if you're a seller and you're spamming the chat box, I don't know, whatever it is. So just small things like that, little tick box for your name. Obviously you can see that my player rank is at the top of here, so it says developer, and if I do GM, then you can see that it's turned off. That works for any player rank, regardless of what you are. It's just this particular character. This is the MMO version, by the way, so there's a few funky things. You can change between weapon sets at the moment, just pretty standard, as you can see, changing like that. You can also sheath your stuff, but that's getting a little bit weird. Needs to be fixed. There's some weather, as you can see. New weather has all this sort of the information. You'll notice that the date is off, and that's because of if you're familiar with indexing. So like some computers like to start with 0 and then go to 1, and that's technically the second, if that makes sense. So it's 0 is technically 1, and then 1 is technically 2, and that's what's happening between these two. So it's changing the date. So that needs to be fixed. But small things. This is, as I say, it's the raw form. It is the raw form. So the world is pretty big, really, really big, and you'll have lots of stuff to do. There's carpentry, collecting things, cooking, crafting, farming, all this sort of thing. It's all going to be out here. You can level up all your weapons just by doing damage, and then you can equip better looking weapons. The art style is, as I said, is getting implemented soon. There's lots of fun stuff. Things are broken. Of course they're broken. They're not fixed yet, but you know, that's fine. So for example, like if I were to unequip, like it says I'm wearing a face cloth on my head. No, I'm not. That's because this is a little bit smoke and mirrors this character. It's just one whole thing, which needs to be separated soon. TM. Right, let's go to the main village. Let's show off some stuff. Okay. Oh look, another bug. We don't want that falling through, but that's fine. Oh, they spawned this time. Yay. The most important thing to take away from AEGIS Kingdoms right now is the level agnostic combat. So I've spoken a lot in my blog posts about horizontal combat progression, and basically what that means is it doesn't matter what level you are, you will be able to damage the level 300 if you're level 4. And a really good example of that is right here. So can you see that I'm actually landing all these hits? Some games will not allow that to happen. They'll just say, whoa, oh, you're level 4, miss, 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 miss on every sort of fight. Now of course what's happening is these things do heal up pretty quickly because obviously they're a training dummy. But you can see that I'm actually landing a lot of my hits. And that's because basically you're going to be playing the game. You might have a friend, hey, join up. Oh, no, wait, I don't want to have to play an MMO or whatever it's called because I don't want to have to grind through 400 levels and spend 500 hours, you know, making silk or whatever it is. No, that's not going to happen. Your friend can just join you and you can go on an adventure together. And if they choose to continue playing the game, that's great. And if not, no worries. Do you know what I mean? They can just log in and log off. Flam, you know, my best friend, he absolutely does not enjoy MMOs. We enjoy games together and we enjoy progressing together, but I don't think there's that level of, oh, I can't wait to go and spend the next year of my life leveling up farming. You know, it's not in his nature. So this game was made to be played with my friends, and that means that there's features in there to basically stop the boring aspects from happening. So let's have a look. Skilling. So you just walk up to a tree. You can't actually click it at the moment. I might revisit this, but you get the idea. You can double click them and they'll pathfind, and then it'll just start cutting. Are we going to do that? No? Okay. Pressing E. Discovering bugs in my videos. So this is happening automatically anyway. I'm not sure you can see my mouse, but I'm moving it around at the moment. I can kind of move. And so what's going to happen is there's a percentage. It works just like RuneScape. Cut the tree, get the logs, and then you can view in your inventory. At the moment the icons aren't great, but they'll get fixed. Right, yes. So what should happen is the tree should disappear. At the moment I've just made it fade so I can see kind of when it is without it disappearing on me, just in case there's any issues. But we'll just get one more log, and then I'll show you some crafting. So crafting works the exact same. You've got to have a specific level to do your crafting, but again, this is just an example. Wow, that was just one tree. So, right, there's a crafting bench. Doesn't look like it, and then we can sort of see the different recipes. Now at the moment you don't have the level requirements on here, and that's because I haven't added any level requirements, but they should be on there. But let's make the tankard, which I have done quite a few times, as you can see, trying to record this. And if you look very carefully, what we will see is in his hand it's going to change to a mace, and that's because if you're working on a furnace or an anvil, you're going to have different items and you need those in your inventory. So at the moment we're going to make sure that the mace is in the inventory, which is what we've got here, the bronze mace. So when I hit craft, we've got to make sure it's not going to immediately craft it. It's going to ask you how many you want to make, and that's because we don't want to have to be pressing that 500 times. We want to be saying, oh well, I want to make 20 tankards or whatever, and it's just going to do that until you run out of either space or whatever. So if you watch his hand, boom, there's the mace, and it disappeared, and it gave you the tankard. Cool. There we go. Nice and simple. How are we doing for time? 11 minutes. Great. Ignore the terrain stuff. I'll quickly say this. There's a vegetation system that's working, but it needs to be updated because it's not working properly, which is the sort of the main issue at the moment. As you can see there, the shaders are just interacting with the terrain incorrectly, and there's some other things. Because of how big the world is, the colours of the grass are just not getting affected properly. Like, that should be brown because of its placement, but it's not. So, yeah. Anyway, just another quick representation. Oh look, there's some fish. Press E, you've got a fishing rod in your inventory, you can now do some fishing. That's nice. Are you going to have, do you have bait in your inventory? It's going to depend on what those fish look like. And quite useful if we move this over. And again, this is work in progress. That's the wrong one. Press this one. Work in progress. You can click on here and you can see, oh, okay. When I click on my skill, it's going to have a different thing. Now, obviously, they don't at the moment because, why? I haven't filled them out. They just haven't been there. Yeah, caught a fish. But, you know, you'll be able to go, oh, okay, well, we'll go to fishing, wherever fishing is, there's fishing, click on it, and then we'll go, okay, well, at level 1 fishing, you can do these, you know, minnows or what have you, salmon next, fly fishing, okay, you can need bait for that, go to see the fishing trainer, those sorts of things. If you play RuneScape, you'll be very familiar with the old sort of, the way that this is all sort of working out. And then, if you accidentally press, like, WAS and D, sometimes if you're locked into an animation, it won't actually break you away, which is quite useful sometimes. Other times you might accidentally press a button and it might walk away. So it does depend on what's happening. But needless to say, it's getting there. Now, something that's just a little bit of quality of life that was really bothering me. Let's just open up all of these. Is there another one we can do? P for party, right? Oh no! Oh, I don't like all of this. And what was happening is you'd have to press X on all of these. Now you can just press escape and it'll close them all down in the order that they've been opened. So the most recent one opened. So even if you click on this or click on this to move this around, it's still going to close down inventory first. Maybe we'll change that. Ignore the fact that doesn't have a hole. Or rather a gap here because the terrain does. It's just, as I said, a shader issue. And we can go and fight a bear over there. That's fine. Right, and then let's quickly talk about factions, because we're sort of getting on for time. Factions are something that's coming in after the Battlegrounds update, and that's after the release of Josh and Connor. And why are you working on 2 games at the same time, Josh? And the answer is, I don't know, I'm just being silly. But I am determined to fulfill the promises that I have made, and that means that they are going to get done. Okay. This didn't work exactly how I wanted. So factions are kind of being tested at the moment, and at the moment I've got some sort of test quests to join all these factions, and they have different things that you need to do. And we'll go and see Dead-Eye Dave over here. Hello, Dave. One-Eyed Dave, sorry. And you can see that he has different faction pledges, all that kind of thing. And at the moment, this is kind of the thing that's been tested, which we need to, I need to kind of have a little bit more fixed properly because it's not working. Moon boots are always good. Yay. And factions will basically have the rest of the content. They're not in the game yet because we need to have the basic stuff covered. And at the moment, that's what these quests cover. So, crafting a chair, which has not happened. It was actually a tankard. I haven't fixed that yet. Fixing the device. Again, more crafting, mercenary legion. Actually doesn't show you, but it's about showing basically defeating rivals, and then going and planting a flag on the tallest mountain, which is where we started off earlier, all the way over there. Now, that's basically it. Why are the Battlegrounds coming out? That's because, to be completely honest with you, if no one plays this game, then the Battlegrounds, this game's just going to be turned into something else. The Battlegrounds is going to be what the game is, and that's going to coincide with the open weekends. Open weekends, I completely appreciate, has been in the works for about a year now, and that's because things are just taking slow. Things do take time, and unfortunately when you're waiting for other people, when you're waiting for things to kind of get fixed, or you're just waiting on other tools that you rely on in your workflow to get updated, that is going to be part of it, and unfortunately it just slows things up when you wait on other people. As mentioned, there's also been some personal stuff, some burnout, other things. Josh and Connor is the priority at the moment, but I thought, hey, let's just have a look. So yeah, there are really ugly work in progress menus, and then there's somewhat alright menus with lots of information and things like that. But yeah, here we go. So this is pretty much it. I can't show you the entire map world because it will still take 40 minutes at like max speed to run around it. So it's a pretty big area. As you can see, all of these characters have not been updated to the new character model. I personally prefer the new one. If you don't, then don't tell me. Let me live in ignorance. But there we go. So I don't really know what to say. Level agnostic, masteries, skilling, factions. It's all sort of on its way. It's getting there. It's taking its time, but it's going to be good. You'll be able to go and cut down your trees, do your fishing, craft your items, have fun, go on adventures with your friends, and really just sort of enjoy the time together. And you know what? If no one plays this game, then we'll just use it as a place to organise some fun PvPvE events, and do some battlegrounds, and we can do that with the community, and it'll be fun. So there's backup plans upon backup plans, and maybe there'll be a fun little open area. Who knows? But there we go. So watch this space. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm not even sure I'm going to post this or not. It just seems... Oh, I don't know. I'm burnt out. But there we go. Please don't be disillusioned. You are so valued. Your time and effort, if you've contributed financially to this game as well, know that it's not in vain. This game will come in some sort of shape and size. What that will look like will be dependent on whether there's a player base or not. But either way, you will get what there will be something, and it will be fun. And there's a lot of time and effort and love being put into this, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So please don't be disillusioned. Please don't be worried. It is happening. The best thing you can do is just be active on the Discord and say hi. Maybe ask Aria for a cookie. If you don't know what that means, head to the Discord now and just type, "Can I have a cookie?" Yeah. Bye.